Hello everyone and welcome to another match of Wacky Roulette 2. On this first weekend of the tournament, the 4-week tournament, we will have continuation of the winners bracket round 2, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, I only had to pick and press the button once, and now both streams are working. Nice. This time we have AlexHiller versus Aphrodite, otherwise known as Aphro, as her non-Twitch message, Twitch username. But here we have this nice first of 3 matches, I think, on this Saturday. Of course, if something else happens, some last minute schedulings, then of course that can also happen. But just gonna take a very quick look at the bracket to see what the situation is at this tournament. We have the entirety of winners bracket round 1 completed, all 5 matches already, and then this is winners bracket round 2. With some players in round 3 already waiting for their opponent. One of them is Channel Joint, who is awaiting the winner of this match. So in the next minute and 15, I'll have to try putting the sound together, and it is done by unmuting these players one by one. And then I see something from player B, which is going to be Aphro. Aphro is rocking her new PC with some very nice upgrades, which, I mean, I won't go into the full details. I could check the DMs, but it's not gonna really just go that way. But it's a huge improvement, lots of FPS for her. It's, I'm sure playing the game has been much more enjoyable the last day than before. And as you guys can also see, this will be one of the first times, if not the only time, but I'm not fully sure about that one, but one of the early times when no card has been used for the first map. It is a Colorado pick. Aphro had the chance to divert it, but didn't, and then Alex was just fine with this first map, so we'll be starting Colorado, and then after that Isle of Scale will be the Aphro's pick. And then, obviously, a lot can change, but we are scheduled to have Hokkaido, Sapienza, New York, and Miami if we get there. And in some cases we did actually go to that 6th map already, but we'll see if that's the case today. Here we have the Colorado spin, which is Sean Rose, the remote explosive weapon as Scarecrow, Penelope Graves pistol as Pointman, Ezra Berg injected poison as Militia Soldier, and the Maya Parvati screwdriver as Hacker. Okay, if I can just adjust my volume, or at least the sound in my head, now I get to hear a lot more game sound, but I think it will be fine for you guys. Best pitch start for Aphro, very straightforward starter. No crowbar there, but the sniper will quickly help her out. Sniper is not a requirement in this spin. The pistol is, and the remote explosive is, because I don't think there is a car bomb here, which is strange for a militia. But I can only think of loud explosives, impact explosives, which is of course the nitro. I don't think there's a car bomb, at least not in a viable position. So you have to bring in the pistol, you have to bring in the breacher, which Aphro did, and Alex is thinking about the same. I think Alex is also looking at different starting locations. There's a chance that it won't be Westbridge for him, which of course, if done well, can be nice. Aphro panicked. Ezra is quite close. No, sorry, it wasn't Ezra who was panicked, but I'll turn her down just a tiny bit. I think Alex plays without volume, so just gonna work with Aphro's end. We'll have to restart there. I guess the difference or the distance between the 2 shots was at an unfortunate timing, because the first shot was heard and then maybe investigated by the same. I think the hacker was panicking because he was reporting to some guards. But now with the replay it works out, and Alex will also have to restart. He is looking at the Militia Soldier start, so if all things work out the same, it's well, usually Westbridge is the lowest of risks, and then anything else is a higher risk and higher reward. So I mean, as long as Aphro's in-game time keeps ticking, and of course the fact that it's a live kill will be a bit of a challenge for the rest of the spin, but I think if Aphro picks up the briefcase and the SMG, which I think she intends to, But of course the conversation has been proxied, which means there's no quick and easy way to ISO these guards, only Penelope, which will be a pistol as point man towards the end of the spin. There's the KO, and I mean, the way these elite guards can twist and turn, I think Pen can be found on the stairs. If she's dragged further down, maybe that's... I think that's gonna be fine. I personally wouldn't do any more bullet distractions at one point. Oh, wrong button. But without using any buttons, I feel like it will be fine too. Just wait until one elite moves to the prisoner and then just do the double KO. So now the lead swings back to Alex, who has the first kill down. As well as the Penelope KO and the entire basement isolated, so the rest of the spin has the potential to be a lot more straightforward, although important change here is that Alex is not going for hacker yet, which might change right now. Trank in hand. Doesn't seem like... I think this is the one spot where a thrown distraction won't make it fine, because it will be called in and the guard will investigate. So your alternative would be to get up one inside, or... But my preference has always been the upstairs one, but I know that Crescent has made a 50-minute video of literally only hacker grabs, so I feel like there are a lot of options now for players to take that hacker, which was kind of close for Alex, but luckily stayed crouched, so only the body was seen but not the change. So it will still look good for Alex. The screwdriver is literally a 0-second detour from the Maya ISO, because you pick it up and usually throw that item to lure Maya, if you're not a bullet distractor. And that will be 2 kills down, set up Sean remotely and take a point man, and that will be most of the spin done. There's Alex with the screwdriver, and aphro with the continuation of the early isolations here. Penelope down. Ezra out in the open, but it's fine, of course. I think as far as the live kills go... Ooh, it's gonna be tight. But as far as live kills go, Ezra is not that difficult. But it will be difficult to grab this hacker, and I think aphro will have to restart this stuff with both of the hackers kind of looking at each other, but now it's a different one. Ooh, it was almost a difficult head turn there. aphro has disguise, has Penelope down. The unfortunate thing is that she has run out of time to isolate Maya, so unless it's gonna be a crazy chain lure, which, I mean, oh, and it's the body found. I think it's the basement elite guards. They don't have a lot of cycles, but I somehow remember that on the stairs the bodies are not super safe unless both of those elite guards are down, so I think aphro's one change would have to be to not proxy trigger his conversation with Ezra, let him leave the basement and then KO the 2 guards before Penelope can be ISO'd. Of course, that's a lot to ask for without major changes, so we'll have to see, but as things stand, it is looking very good for Alex. Looking to grab the point man, kill Penelope, and exit, because I think that will be the final kill, with a small detour for the Sean Rose remote explosion / breaching charge, which is already set up. It is 7 minutes down. I think it's a second try from Alex, but it's important to mention that it was quite a long plan from Alex, but what really matters is that he actually found out the correct plan. And I think it is kind of militia soldier spin, with Ezra being the one live kill. aphro is doing... I mean, she's doing the right thing by clearing out the basement. Just of course that the boiler was seen and was I think it's suspicious X on both ways, and then the second one was seen already. Alex's final real challenge is done. He's become the Scarecrow and unblended from that location, I'm trying to say. Alex even uses one Trank, which, I mean, I feel like there's a small chance that will be seen during the animation, but I'm just trying to make up spots to question this basically done spin. Alex is chest passing and changes into non-chest passing disguise. This will not trigger any hostile glitches, and he will be safe all the way to the exit. No picture in picture, so 5.5 minutes. Second try from Alex will take the first map and the first 2 points. Yeah, sure, you can come in.
Excellent, good job.
It's better a knock than a not knock. Yeah, Alex is the first map winner, and that will mean that the second map will start with an Alex card choice. Who... I don't remember. Is this a match of two? Yeah, they do start their tournament in round 2 here, so unless they have played the meta cards, they will have the 6 starting cards. Of course, some of these cards are hand size increasing cards, if I can say it that way, because you can play a card to immediately get 2 new cards, and then you have 7. But usually this means that they will have the same 6 as they started it. And we'll see if Alex chooses one. I have the crazy urge to just check the Wacky Cards admin page. But I am going to not do that and trust that cards that are played will be actually legal. Alex, now this is interesting. Alex is looking towards that scale planning, but aphro is not revealing the destination page. I saw a dude with a scruffy Irish pub shirt in the city today. That's actually insane. Well, he's the GOAT, so with the ever-increasing fan club, it was only a matter of time until we see the scruffy merch out in the open. Alex passes and aphro's playing Drunk on the Job, which means Alex will have to invert the y-axis, which means on the PC players that it will be the invert mouse Y. And Gregory immediately says it's GG. It is an epic card after all. It is meant to be rare, it is meant to be effective. But the one thing that always comes to my mind is Scruffy immediately saying that he got that played against him in Wacky 1. And although it was just a Dubai, but he managed to win that map. There's the invert. And now Alex has 2.5 minutes to figure out what this means for him. I think it will be a touch more difficult in scale, not because it's a longer map, but it's a lot more vertical, so I think you will look up and down a lot. Just don't do any mechanically difficult strats. That sounds like a easier job for some than others. I would love to see Alex load in and try, of course, not mandatory, and maybe I'm not gonna say maybe he practiced it, but maybe he has an idea of what that means. I mean, he found the setting quite fast. But this is gonna be a unique experience for sure. Pretty strong first card by aphro, and I think the fact that players don't use cards in the first map can still mean a very exciting match, because maybe that means that their cards are stronger and don't want to use it, but don't want to use it at the first given opportunity, but rather time it when it's actually effective. Is that the... I think Eve has said the username of Alex. I will just hope that someone can translate it. I have too many tabs open right now, I don't want to lose the stream. So yeah, shout out to everyone from Scruffy's Irish Pub. I hope they will be actually playing some, well, watching some matches. I will never forget that K Kenny just did that in Cambodia or something. Just put it on the TV. Yeah, maybe we don't actually have to have an RR LAN, but have a watch party of the RR final in some European cities pub. And it is the beer shrimp. I think I remember it from before, but I try to remember it forever now that the username in Hitman for AlexHiller is the beer shrimp. Learning new stuff every day. We have the scale spin here, which is Zoe Washington next step in the suit, and Sophia Washington falling object initiate. Now, inverting mouse Y is a different amount of challenge for different players on different maps, but the fact that it's falling object, and I think scale doesn't always have winches, I kinda think that this will be an aim to shoot, and let's hope that will be possible even with mouse Y inverted. Speaking of mechanically difficult strats, aphro is going immediately so crazy on this chair boost. I'm not sure if you can do that as Alex. Not without some practice, but now we will see how Alex is loading in. I didn't catch the starting location, but aphro is into great start. Alex will try the keep. Yep, down and up, and he's going crazy. I think it is... Oh my god. Oh. The realization that it actually means that it's not quite the same as before, but... Oh boy. For aphro it's a bit more difficult, but maybe she can do the distraction. Need to drop an item very quick. Right now. Still looks good for aphro. Change back and next snap, and that will be kill secured. Nice save for sure. Let's go, Alex is trying it anyway. And he's on the table. I think he was more than halfway up to the table and then went down. But I mean, this must be pain for Alex. And this might have been the most effective card usage yet if we just ignore any Dartmoors. Because as a wise cat once said, just use any card on Dartmoor and you win. I don't think Alex is too far away from getting this table boost down, but of course it's a long one. aphro doesn't have a briefcase though. It should make the rest of the spin more interesting, but of course no loadout necessary for the rest of the spin as Alex is trying again on the table. I feel like he's getting quite close there. Maybe this attempt is a bit worse than the previous one. There's aphro. And I thought that would be too late, but apparently not. She was... So, I think the elite guard is currently, we just say that it's random. I'm sure there's an underlying system, but she was so late that I thought that the guard would come instead of Sophia, but now both of them came, which might be the reason why sometimes the guard follows. Alex's next try. Alex... The unfortunate part of this strat is it's not enough that you do this in 20 seconds because you want to chain this with a very early phone lore. And I think that's the replan now for the thinking between the two non-keep suit starts. And Peter says it's Harbor. I was gonna go Chapel, but both have its merits. And now aphro has Sophia hidden. Hopefully hidden well enough. It will be determined by Mr. Constant. Oh, it's tough for Alex. I feel like Alex gets some elevation, but not enough, of course. Gregor with the backup plan, hold the mouse the other way and flip the mouse buttons. Oh yeah, I think the left and right would still be awkward. I think if you... Well, you don't have the PC setting to also flip the x-axis. But if that was the case, that would absolutely be a card as well. Probably a worse card than flip Y. But sadly not the case here, not the setting here. Oh, poor Alex. I think at this point he's just hoping that some rips from Aphro's side. This body might be seen at one point, but I don't think. Like I guess the angle would be there, but no one is turning towards that opening, so. It is only invert Y. It's the only setting that you can do on PC. I think I've seen on controllers that you can flip the other axis as well, but sadly as on PC you can't. It will just be the flip Y axis. Aphro has some bad timing with these guards, but once they cycle past, she should be fine. We are in dire need of 17 emotes, I see. Okay, Aphro has a clear route to the radio room, and I'm almost sure that she has gotten the silence SMG from the beginning of the spin from the elite guard. Although, to be honest, she has killed both of the elite guards. So it would be very, very difficult to not have silence SMG, but you can see it in the bottom right corner that she has. Either of the shandies work, as you don't die to it, the target will always do. And as long as Aphro doesn't get caught climbing down this pipe, which, I mean, which NPC would even see this, because you've seen the roamers just pass. It is gonna be safe for Aphro, and we'll tie this match up 2-2 with a very effective card that has been used. And this will probably prompt Alex into his first card usage, first of the tournament for him. I'm seeing that the next map, unless someone changes it, will be Hokkaido. Hokkaido, Sapiens, and New York, Miami, not too difficult maps. I'm not sure why the game lags. I think in my mind, I just ignored any type of lag, because I don't even know actually. I think anything less than Kevin's amount of game lag, I would consider playable and then watchable and castable, but it's a little tough for Alex. We'll have to see the next map. Maybe it's less intensive on him. Aphro's card usage will be... She's typing. Aphro is passing. I mean, I'm not playing, so if I can just say it out publicly, then it doesn't help or hurt anyone in particular. But I feel like as the map winner, you are rarely going to use cards, because it's just so powerful to be the second player. You get to decide the map, you get to decide the restrictions, and of course if you are the first player and use a very powerful card, there's always the lingering chance that your opponent has the Uno reverse card, which will put the restriction right back on you. But what we will have currently is not Hokkaido, not yet anyway, because the card that has been used by Alex is the new itinerary, which immediately prompted our match admin Curry to request a second until the maps are reshuffled. Of course, what this will mean, we have 4 unplayed maps, Hokkaido, Sapiens, New York, and Miami. And we will have it happen in a random order, which will be revealed to both players, of course. I think the only significant I want to say is that Miami was going to be the 6th map, and probably aphro will be happier that there's a big chance that this map will now arrive earlier than that. We will have 2 more maps guaranteed. And of course the chance that someone will swap up these cards with some other maps. Yeah, poor Alex. He can now turn off the inversion. Oh yeah, it's always one map. It's if it's not specified otherwise, it is always one map. You change the map to a different map. That also has an effect of one map. The settings, the buffs, and the nerfs. Yeah, can always turn it back on. There is a story I want to say about the Mika source play. And I think it's fair if I can say it, because the card has been played, the match has been played. So yeah, Mika was DMing me, practicing the source. So obviously, I think as you should with the bonus mission, if you have the card, just at least check the basic ISOs and maybe some of the difficult kills. And they DM me how to, or like, is consume poison sister use is even possible? And fortunately, I kind of let them down because I didn't get to my PC before the match, but apparently the first cycle is 1:40, which you can make with some disguises, but not all. And then the second cycle is not only 8 minutes, but you kind of have to... Well, that's the part we didn't figure out. Like, do you have to keep Brother Akram alive, or just his body unfound? Because there's a secret part of Sister Yose's cycle and she just goes down and I think eventually leaves the map, but definitely leaves the exhibition. So what I'm saying is that poison and accidents are just very difficult for that map. And maybe if we have a lot more time, we can maybe decide if these are bannable conditions. I didn't get to watch the match, but Fall Brother Akram also sounds like a difficult challenge. I think that was a map draw in the end. And then of course a 7-3 channel joined win. We have our new itinerary.
This is the vault.
New York will be the next map, and to Aphro's delight, Miami will be map number 4. So unless Alex plays a map card, we will get there during this match. Oh, it's Nabazov. It's not. Oh, it's the author has the Brother Akram. See, that's how much I've been playing these maps. You're welcome, Wes. And then of course, yeah, I think, see, I don't know how much these players practice for a given bonus map, because I would say that loud live for some targets would probably have to be banned, but then if we publicly announce it and then someone just DMs me to say that they've been actually practicing for that map, it's very difficult to balance it out. So we will have to do a lot more research for sure, especially for Wacky 3 that happens. New York is here. It is Athena Savalas, Silas MG as the bank robber. Otherwise a vanilla spin, just on a map that was not supposed to be as early as map 3. Aphro has the correct loadout. Alex is switching it up a bit more. I think that loadout kind of looks like a snail less. Like, to the point where I'm not sure if Alex has the snail unlocked. It is just so useful as the first, or like a basic loadout. So we'll have to see that. Aphro's using a wall bang or wanted to use a wall bang, but I think that didn't delete the evidence on the other side. Or no, it was successful because there's a camera there, or there should be a camera there. But was there just blind, or was there no camera XP? I am honestly not sure, but cameras play very little role in here because I imagine Aphro will be using the snail strat anyway.
So are we just
And then, ooh, that's a quite strong peekaboo. I didn't expect that. Aphro's thinking about salvaging this. I think the corner is the fine play if you don't want to just hop up one floor already, but it's found by, oh, edge of her eyesight just from the investigation hall. That's a big restart for Aphro, although Alex also with the restart now using claw form. It's definitely a bit long-winded to delete the evidence when you can just throw the EMP, but anything to get this spin going, of course. That will take 3 of the guards down. The 4th one, I'm not even sure if he walks in there without, but Alex is going for the wall strat. That is very nice to see. It doesn't really happen with these spins anymore. Rusty Camp's jump scare. I mean, is the sedative not a one-time thing? Big whoosh from Aphro again. I think she just needs to hop up. Perfect. Okay, nice. Alex did manage to get the fourth guard sedated as well. Grabs the... I think it's the vault key card with different color and being unique. And now we get to go inside the vault. Sadly, the laser minigame is not necessary because Alex has the card for it.
Head of accounts at this branch of Milton Fitzpatrick. He should have part of the backup data core on his person.
That's disabled, and
that's the first backup data disk secured.
Data core, and then briefcase. Well, the briefcase won't be happening until a bit later. Alex could go both ways, but I think it is... Yeah. If you just take the briefcase from next to the vodka bottle, right above. I wasn't sure why Alex turned around, but it's a security key card. So now he has a green one and a red one. Bit of a messy situation with the snail for Aphro. Wasn't really seen or heard by the last guard. Kinda need that final KO very soon and lock on the correct head. And don't shoot her head or you might... Oh my god. I think that's gonna be fine from the other side of the chair. Gonna have to try a bit more. It's completely bugged there and I think that's quite close to the middle. I think I can see the little... Ah, there we go, there's the data disk. It's a huge help. And Aphro is clear. Evidence is down. No, it's not. So it wasn't down in the end, so the wallbang didn't work. Or she just didn't go for it this time. There's a non-trespass in disguise, and I think Matteo's disc is the final one remaining. There's the one trank in hand. And as close as Alex seems like to completing the mission with the data objective complete, seems like... Ooh, this can be tough. This is a bit of an open situation. I would really go back way behind Matteo.
That's the head of security here, Matteo Perez. He'll be holding
Nice,
one of the
quick
3 backup data disks.
Trank there.
That's
The lady might turn. I think the lady did turn
Exfiltrate
already,
the
but
Bank
Aphro got the final disc already.
Want to have a close look
It's
at
gonna be a
that.
clean exit. Alex is not super far away from finishing, but needs a CEO keycard. I think this is gonna be a GG. Chance for a photo finish as well. but not the type where I would see the score changing. And also Alex is starting with a peekaboo, takes another, I think, solid 15 seconds to get these guards down. So it will be an aphro map win and match point. Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind the world strat. Well, I kind of, so it's not great. It can be definitely beaten by just going for the data disks, but I think the main problem wasn't the disk itself, but the amount of detours that happened down there before the objective, before the data core objective was cleared. I think without that, Alex was definitely in photo finish range. But otherwise it is, yeah, second try versus second try. And now aphro is ahead. So we will see the rest of the cards being used. And then aphro is playing one card. It's gonna be the American Dream. The next spin features only loud kills, firearms or explosives. This is, I think, a pretty smart card to use if you're the map specialist. And also she just wants to get rid of this, that's fine as well. See, that's the reason why we have the hand size. At one point we'll have to discard these cards, and you either discard or, you know, just put it into the match and see what happens. It is an easy map for this card, but at least the Robert side is something where, so if you engine a straightforward spin, if you're aphro, experienced on the map and know the soundproof spots immediately, then it's a very important 10-15 seconds that you can gain on an opponent who has to look up a map or has to eyeball it and check the bodies. I think it can be quite useful, but Alex is yet to use a card. He's on match point, so we might see something good being used here. Exactly, Curry. This is how the interesting combos happen. When the second card just not completely disregards, but puts the first card into another dimension. You can see the American flags already in chat. It is called actually the American Dream. And I know we have the American Horror Story, which is kind of similar to this. I mean, it is the opposite to this, but I don't remember if it's, you cannot bring gun, I think. But Alex will pass. Alex is either confident that this match can maybe be a bit longer, or he just wants a lot more cards, and I think, see, I'm not supposed to check, but assume he has the 6 cards, only used 1, that means he has 5 remaining. He will get 3 new cards after this match, and we'll have to discard 1 card anyway, so. Like aphro said, you can just get rid of this by playing it, or you can discard it after the match. Of course, we prefer the first one because it's more exciting to see more cards, but it's down to the player as well. And who knows, maybe Alex has played a couple of meta cards already and is down. Maybe he stole from someone, he was stolen from someone else. Difficult for sure. So what we know about this Miami spin is that it will feature loud kills, firearms or explosives, which means I think the list of legal conditions will be the loud variants of the 5 firearms: pistol, SMG, assault rifle, shotgun and sniper, loud explosive, and see, I'm not sure if impact explosive. I think as long as we only have loud impact explosives, I think that also counts. See, I want to say it will count today, and maybe we can clarify later, but I'm not 100% sure. I think this is something you can interpret multiple ways. And aphro has requested 2 more minutes, which means that I will request like 15 seconds till I'm back. I think with our current knowledge and the items that we have, if something comes up impact explosive, that will always be a loud kill. So with that, I would say that it would count towards this. So if Curry gets this spin, then he wouldn't have to respin that one. I don't know how much you have to respin for these. Can you even respin a single condition, or do you have to go manual mode? Impacts are included in the loud list, but what is the loud list? Is that our list or like on Hitmap side? The loud list was put in, so I can respin to get a new loud only spin. Oh, so it's your... okay. Oh, I see. So I guess you asked before, like, what do we consider loud kills? And impact was in there, which I think is fair. We did a lot of things in Italy. I can't even remember all of them, but sure we went through that question as well. So to remind everyone of the stakes, this is the winner's bracket round 2 match, and the winner of this match will be in, no surprise, winner's bracket round 3, and that opponent will be channel joined, as mentioned at the start of the stream, who is here as well, just not stalking, but scouting their opponents. It's a way better word. And the loser will move down to loser's bracket round 2, and this is 2.6, so they go here, and we'll play the winner of Mika versus Terran. It is very interesting to see Mika down in the lower bracket, because I think he has played the best in the first round. And then I don't know how the channel joined match went, but I can imagine that either Mika was less consistent, or channel could definitely match that speed, or just was smarter with the cards. But 7-3 is a very impressive score against Mika in the round 2. So that will be a tough match for whoever loses this one. Currently, Alex is closer to that point, but maybe Alex can win this map and we will see a 5th map and potential decider. Here we have the loud spin as requested by Aphro, Sierra Knox loud SMG as Moses Lee, and Robert Knox loud AR as Race Marshal. At least one of these guys is non-issue, and then of course Moses. Well, it kind of depends how you want to handle Moses, because my go-to would be always to do the Cowan pit stop and peekaboo him to the side. Oh no, fly for you, it means that the spin will be spun until both kills are loud, so this will always be a loud spin. So it's not like if Sierra is Starfish, then you have to do it loud or have to ignore the condition. So luckily Curry did us very well today. But yeah, you can get a peekaboo to get the Moses disguise and then turn that into a second peekaboo for Mika, for Sierra, sorry. Peekaboo Sierra, don't peekaboo Mika, boo Mika. And of course the second half of the spin would be a much more straightforward. But what this spin kinda means is that if you don't start suit, you are forced to use the loud SMG in your concealed weapon slot, and you are forced to bring the loud AR as the agency pickup, which means you cannot bring a trank, you cannot bring a pistol. And I'm kinda unsure how you would want to isolate the room near Robert. Like, you wanna use a blag on the card at the evidence box and then KO the other one? We will have to see. Alex with a long loading time and still pauses Just probably checking the rest of the map. Maybe there's a chance to snatch a loud SMG or a loud AR. There is a loud SMG on the map, but it's next to Roberts, so it wouldn't be practical to get. And I can't think of a loud AR that would be relevant to the spin.
I need a cup of tea.
And that's Alex starting. Will be Sugar, and I can only imagine it will be Sugar on the Kowloon pit stop. Don't need to go down for agency pickup, but one reason why Cannon should go down there is that you will get a key card. But Alex doesn't want that, and this will be tricky. I don't think you should be already using that that blue egg yet, but I think now Alex can have a better approach for the second time. It's just unfortunate there. Because usually you go there with the silenced pistol and you can do the cam shot and the black shot. But you'll have to take another way around and possibly another door towards. Well, I would say that you go to the Kowloon pit stop first, but maybe Alex wants to do the Kronstadt pit stop and just catch Moses another way. That's also completely fine. After doing what I would think is the simplest and easiest. Nice peekaboo to put Moses all the way to this doorway. Closet right next by which you can jack him into. But aphro decides against it. I remember that boy being found, or like my subdue being found rather. But that requires an electrocution or something crazy to publicly kill Sierra. Maybe a loud kill won't be enough to find to have Moses found. But as you can see, the two peekaboos chain quite nicely, because whoever pit stop you break, that race ends immediately, and then the other team becomes the winner and will arrive to the same peekaboo one lap later. It's a crazy peekaboo from Aphro's side, which is good for fire kills, but not quite for this intention. Can just close the door behind. And KO, kill and hide. And that will be the first and the more difficult half of the spin done already. That's the Brine. I'm sure it took like 3 headshots to kill her, but it's not down to Aphro's aim, it was down to Brine being bad. But now he's, well, she is, but he has 47. He's off to get the race Marshall. It's no more detours because Marshall is on the overpass. And with this kind of timing, you don't even want to look at some early laptop shots. Clear out the evidence room and shoot the laptop whenever you feel it confident. Kronstadt pit stop, KOing Sierra in her usual room and blagging everyone as they enter the stairwell. Like before entering the red carpet or after? Oh, Alex is chest passing though. I guess trying to look how to get to the Kronstadt pit stop or how to get to the Moses peekaboo. He got the Sierra part right, but Moses was just too quick. Ah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's definitely sensible as well. I don't know how the journalists or other NPCs or guards go there. Aphro with 2 amazingly huge whooshes, but it seems that we'll still be fine, even though she's not only chest passing or have a gun on her, it was an AR even, so an even longer whoosh, even bigger one. And there's the black for the clear out. And I imagine... Okay, it's just gonna be a subdue. No, a KO. But still, it's not a quick revive, nothing crazy. Aphro's back to green guns. So now it's down to shooting the laptop at a soundproof spot, of which that is one, and then do the same with Robert. After a bit of waiting, Robert is one floor below, but not at the other half of the Bayside Center, so I think it's a pretty fine timing. Still, of course, she needs to hold her breath for a bit more, because it's possible that Robert pauses at the door or after the door. It's even more likely that the guard will pause at the door, so do not leave cover too early. And that's just done masterfully. One door closed, second door closed, and that's the window, but now it's much better, reaches the soundproof spot, and will eliminate Robert.
Both targets down.
Gunshot heard by the
Well done, 47. Head for
event
exit
security
and
down there, but
exits.
will not get there in time. Will not get there ever. Aphro will exit, and after losing the first map, completes a very nice comeback and defeat AlexHiller 6-2. Let's see if I can be the faster one and add the score for the match on challenge before Curry can. And I mean, it did on my end, but doesn't really matter, as Curry can wrap up this match very cleanly. And as Alex is actually figuring out this Moses part just a bit too late, unfortunately. I think it was definitely a match on New York, and would have needed just a couple more minutes for, probably a couple of minutes for Miami, but this is just a tough disguise grab, which Aphro, with all her Miami experience, did pretty well. I think both cards that Aphro used gave her a very nice opportunity to win the map. You're welcome, Aphro. Thanks for playing. And GG's. Confirmation of the brackets down here being updated. We have the first guaranteed or confirmed winners bracket round 3 match, Challenge Joined versus Aphro. And we can see that Alex is now slotted in loser bracket round 2, and either Mika or Taran will play him, I assume, sometime in the first half of next week. Well, we are just happy that you quote-unquote discarded this card, which is an awful way of saying it, but you actually played it and not put it in the trash. And yes, you are playing Channel Joined, but you're doing quite well, so I'm very excited to see how that happens. Of course, so does Channel Joined, so there'll be some beggar matches in round 3 already. And more beggar matches today will be Mu versus Nezuko in an hour and a bit, 18 Central European Summer Time, so I think that's noon Eastern, 9 AM Pacific. And then 2 hours later, we didn't add that, but Channel versus Chris is casted by Aphro, or should be casted by Aphro if the new setup allows it, but fingers crossed it will. Would be nice to see Aphro's first cast in the new PC. And then we have one Sunday match currently for Daisy versus Gregory, and then one Monday match currently, Yanini versus Pijero. With, of course, more matches to be scheduled, more matches to be played, but the tournament is progressing very nicely as we are ending the first week. So with that, I would like to say thanks everyone for watching, GG's to both players. Thank you Currymaker for editing this match, and until next time, see you everyone.